Hey you, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am back with some straight skin facts. So today we are going back to basics. Yes, you heard right, we are going back to basics 101, everything you need to know about the skin before you start your skincare journey. So in today's video, we are going to be covering what the skin is, what are the primary functions, and then we're going to go deep into the skin and have a better understanding of the layers of the skin. This will give you a better understanding of the skin itself, and it will also allow you to justify or rationalize why we put certain products on our skin. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so what is the skin? So as I have mentioned in my previous video, the skin is the largest organ in our body and is the soft covering of our human body. It serves so many things for us, so many purposes for us. Its primary function is to obviously work as a protective barrier. A protective barrier not only against physical, chemical and mechanical friction and trauma. It also helps with protecting us from UV radiation, sun. It also helps us with preventing foreign microorganisms from entering the body, and how it does this is by releasing antimicrobials onto the skin to prevent that from occurring. The skin also helps regulate our body temperature. So whenever we are cold, it keeps us nice and warm, and whenever we are hot, it keeps us nice and cool. So how it does this is through two ways. So through our sweat glands and through our blood vessels. What the blood vessels do when we are hot is it will dilate, and when it dilates, it helps radiate the heat out onto the skin, keeping our actual body temperature more cool. And then when we are, for example, training at the gym and we sweat a lot, what the body does to thermoregulate is it excretes sweat from our sweat glands, and that helps cool our body as well. The skin also gives us our sensation of touch. So what the skin contains is sensory fibers that allow us to feel. So I'm sure you guys have heard of vitamin D. All health professionals talk about getting your source of vitamin D by going outside in the sun. So the way the skin relates back to vitamin D is it actually synthesizes vitamin D. So when we do receive vitamin D from the sun, it's not an active form. What the skin does is it pretty much grabs the vitamin D and it directs it to our liver and our kidneys, where it is metabolized into the active form. So vitamin D is also imperative for calcium absorption, so it assists with strengthening our bones. So the skin also helps with detoxifying our body. The way it does this is through our sweat glands again, and the sweat glands release our toxins through our sweat. And yeah, last but not least, the skin is also a blood reservoir. So it contains about 5% of our blood volume, and that is imperative for our wound healing. Okay guys, so now that we've covered the main functions of the skin, let's go into the layers of the skin. So let's take a look at the layers of the skin. So I've taken a liberty to draw a diagram for you guys. Do apologize, it does look kind of childish, but it is the best that I can do. So we'll just go over the entire diagram first. So as you can see, it contains the epidermis and the dermis. So this is essentially the two main layers of the skin, and then you've got the fascia and then the muscles. Don't have to worry about that today. I just wanted to draw it to show you guys that that is how it's how the skin is connected to the muscles, is via the fascia. So it's connective tissue that just connects the two together. Don't have to worry about that today. It's not a huge deal. We'd probably get into that if we were talking about Botox and dermal fillers. So as you can see with the epidermis, it is the thinner portion of the skin. The epidermis actually contains 4 to 5 layers of the skin. You don't have to really worry about that, but with the epidermis, it has a cell turnover rate of about 4 to 6 weeks. In saying that, it just means that whenever you guys apply products such as a vitamin C, these type of serums take a while to actually be effective. So it takes about 4 to 6 weeks. So I have received clients and, you know, people inboxing me saying, oh, I've been using a product for about 2 or 3 weeks. Should I ditch it? You shouldn't ditch it if, given you haven't had any adverse reactions or any rashes or anything like that. I would continue with the product and until around the 4-6 week mark. Okay guys, so with the epidermis, just know that it contains 4 particular cells that are imperative for our skin function. So those include Merkel cells, Langerhans cells, as well as melanocytes and keratin. So if you guys know what keratin is, you guys can relate that back to hair. It gives us our hair strength. So the same thing applies to our skin. On the other hand, melanin is what gives us our pigment. It gives us our color. And we have Merkel cells. Merkel cells are a part of our sensory fibers, so it helps with our sensation, and then Langerhans cells assist with our immune system. So just going back to melanin, as I have mentioned before, it gives everyone a different pigment. So my melanin is possibly different to yours. I am Filipino background. I tan very easily underneath the sun, whereas someone who lives in Scotland, Caucasian background, they usually don't tan easily, but they do burn easily. So their melanin, their melanocytes in their epidermis is different to mine. So how they react to UV radiation or the sun is different from mine. My type of melanin expands, so it becomes larger, and that's the reason why I tan easily, but that's a way of my skin protecting me from UV radiation, whereas someone who is Caucasian doesn't tan easily, burns very easily, their type of melanin doesn't actually expand, hence why they don't get that pigmented as I do. And with their melanin, rather than expanding, they actually multiply, and that's another reason why a lot of Caucasian people are more prone to getting skin cancers. And yeah, so that's just another fact I want you guys to know about, and why it's so important for everyone to wear their sunscreen. Next we have the dermis, guys. So with the dermis, it is our major skin region and is the second layer. It contains connective tissues, blood vessels, and accessory structures. These accessory structures, as you can see, include our hair follicles, sebaceous glands, our sweat glands, as well as our sensory fibers and our blood vessels. And as you can see in the end is fatty tissue. There's also 2 layers within the dermis, and within these 2 layers it contains our collagen and elastin fibers. So these 2 terms are widely used in the cosmetic industry. The main function of these 2 are to give us our youthful appearance, the structure of our, or the strength of our skin. So what collagen is essentially a protein. So before you go buying collagen face washes, it is way too large to penetrate our epidermis. So save your money and ingest your collagen protein powders instead. And so collagen is essentially a protein. It gives our skin strength. As we do age, our collagen regeneration does tend to slow down, and it usually starts around the age of 25. Everyone is different because of genetics, but essentially it is around the age of 25 when it starts to slow down. 35 you'll see a little bit more obvious, and around 45 to 50s, that's when our collagen regeneration just ceases, it just stops. And that's when a lot of people come to me and get Botox done because their skin is just not able to regenerate, and that's when the formation of lines, fine lines and wrinkles start to appear more prominently. Next we have elastin fibers. So another term is just elastin, and this is what gives us our skin's recoil properties, and it also provides resilience to our skin. With elastin, it is literally like an elastic band. The more you pull at it, it will wear and tear. So as we age, that does wear and tear, and as the same thing that goes with our collagen. The regeneration does slow down and eventually diminishes. Okay guys, so I think that is all I'm going to be covering today in terms of the skin and facts that you guys need to know about it before you start your skincare journey. I will try to start posting videos every 2 weeks, only because I have to study and I'm going back to work soon because beauty and cosmetic is reopening again here in Melbourne, and I have exams every 2 weeks, unfortunately. So I will see you in 2 weeks time. I will be posting up something on my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram, like this video, subscribe, share it with whoever you think will benefit from it, and I will be posting up a poll on which topic you guys want me to cover next. So for now, all the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye.